How do you feel in terms of being relaxed and confident at this point compared to this point last year?
I think confidence-wise, last year I knew I had the ability to be a good quarterback in this conference at this level. You know, but I've done it now. I've proved it, and I think coming into this season, I think the confidence is there, obviously, but it's also how can I help display that confidence or present that confidence to my teammates, and you know, I think that's working hard this summer, getting on them, make sure we're doing the right thing, running things the right way with the turnover, and I think I've continued to do that, and we'll present that throughout the season.
Tyler, your struggles away from home last year with the 2 bad losses and the other 3 having to come back to win. Is there anything you can do differently to kind of avoid that this year?
Road games are tough in the SEC. They just are. I think we had a little problem early of not being able to jump out to a good start. You know, we kind of played the slow start for a while and then came back strong in the end. And you know, we got to attack that this upcoming season. Make sure that doesn't happen. I think it's a big deal in our preparation. I think if we prepare a little bit better, you know, get guys on the same page early and come out attack.
I think everyone kind of acknowledges that this is your team and you're really the leader of this team. Is that something you sought out, or something that just happened with the events?
I think it happens. You know, somebody asked me, we were throwing. Somebody was at throwing the other day, and he said, "Well, it's like you own that whole show. How'd you do that? How can I do that?" And I said, "Well, it's not something that just happens. I mean, I was a nerdy 175-pound quarterback coming in from Greenwood, Arkansas 5 years ago, and it's been an evolutionary process of me and a maturation process, whatever you want to call it, in 5 years, and it's coming every day, working hard, gaining the respect of your teammates, doing a number of things, and obviously, you know, producing on the field, you know, gives you that credibility, that bit as well."
Tyler, I apologize if you've answered this question already, but can you talk about the quarterbacks in the SEC? This is a league that everybody talks about college football and defense. There's a lot of good slingers in this league, right?
Right. Well, when I was growing up, I mean, we got Peyton Manning, Danny Warfel, Tim Couch. I mean, you go on, you go, that's a quarterback league. You know, late '90s with Spurrier. You know, and then it seemed like there was that phase there where everybody talked about Big 12 guys, and then Texas Tech and Oklahoma State and OU, and SEC kind of got out of that conversation. Well, you know, I was at Manning's camp this past week, and we had 4 or 5 guys in the SEC that, in my opinion, would be tough to match nationally. That's, you know, myself, Tyler Bray at Tennessee, Aaron Murray, Zach Mettenberger. I think all those guys threw it extremely well. But you're playing against tough defenses in the SEC too. You know, so I think that might be a bit of it. But I think this crop of guys is pretty good.
With LSU and Alabama playing for the national championship last year, Arkansas gets overlooked a lot. Do you like that role, or does it give you extra motivation? Or?
Well, I mean, it's what it is. I mean, you don't beat those guys, and you know, you don't get talked about. It's just the life you live. If you're Oregon, you know, you don't beat those guys and get talked about. I mean, but you know, that's the way it is. It's what you signed up for. I mean, if you're wanting to be the best, you want to play against the best. So how do you leapfrog those guys? You beat them, and we got both those guys in our place this year. They've lost some guys in the secondary. We got Alabama early. We'll see if we can you know, make the go with that one.
Tyler, by any account, you spent quite a bit last year running for your line. You had an offensive line that only had 30 career starts or thereabouts. Heading into the season, they got almost over 70 this year. Can you talk a little bit about the maturation of your offensive line and what you expect differently this year than last year?
Those guys, you know, last year we were trying to piece the puzzle together even late. We had a guy starting against Alabama, a true freshman, and left tackle, which switcher played with him. You know, I remember first play of Alabama, a true freshman left tackle. Now, Next week we start somebody else. Now it's a little bit more defined role going into the first game. We know I know who my guys are going to be. So that's a little more comforting as a quarterback. I think it's also on my shoulders to get us in the right protections. I think that's overlooked. They're bringing pressure from this area. I need to send my line here, and it's not just slide protection, but it's actual protection because you don't want to get your back beat up. So there's a number of things I can do to help those guys out, and I think help them out a little bit.
Tyler, how close were you to ending your collegiate career after last season, and you're back in Arkansas? What was the motivating factor for you to come back?
I think I was closer than a lot of people anticipated, even myself. I approached the season last year 100% devoted to Arkansas football, and I was going to prove myself because I had to. And had a pretty good season, and at the end, a couple guys don't come out. You've got the two front runners at the top, the quarterback position, and the third was really kind of up in the air. And I knew there were going to be 4 or 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round. It was going to be understood. I thought I could go high, but I felt it all kind of happened so fast. I wanted to be ready when I stepped into it, and I didn't feel like my career at Arkansas was done. I tried to put myself in a position that said, tonight I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to sleep on it. Tomorrow I'm going to be a college player and sleep on it. At the end of the day, I still wanted to play college football and be a better quarterback when that time comes.
Okay, guys, last question.
How much will having Nile back help you?
It'll be tremendous. I think that kind of the unsod thing is that he's going to be a great pass blocker. He'll be a great pass blocker. He's a guy that steps in the huddle, and he's kind of got that charisma, that leadership, that it factor that you talked about, and he's fast. So he can run the ball outside when we're in outside zone with him, and he's big enough we can run inside the tackles, and he catches the ball well. So he's an all-dimensional guy for me. It benefits me greatly by being in there.